My experiment to get my treatise to my warrior friends out there, which you are one of them. I'm going to read it out loud. It's not long. I got the same outfit on I had reading chapter 31, 32, 33, and 34, and 35 of my previous book, which is on a website if you want it. Me reading those chat 5. That was my entire near-death experience. I'm not trying to push this. I'm just trying to tell you I'm authentic. If I have to say that to you, I'm really missed a beat here somewhere. So I'm just going to read this as best I can. We're going to talk to you at the end, and I'm going to send it out to you and see what happens, because if it works and you like it, I'll do the rest of the book. My theory of everything. This is a preface to the treatise on creation principles. In the spring of 1994, serving as an international world teacher in a brand new Republic of Namibia, stationed in my mud hut, way out in the bush, as they like to call the wild areas in Africa, I was stricken with the deadly cerebral malaria along with 300 others in the surrounding villages. It was a big one, big epidemic. The locals along the Caprivi Strip, whom I've been living with for many months, all insisted this deadly killer, caught only from female mosquito bites, causes you to slip into a coma and you never awake. And everybody's scared to death of it all the time. I'm telling you, it's on everybody's mind all the time. Well, I did. I woke up. I awoke after 3 days in and out of the other side of consciousness in the Bush hospital bed. I was receiving the last rites from a local Catholic priest. 301 others did not awake. Eventually, I wrote a book, A Lonesome Warrior. It's on Amazon. I send it to you occasionally if you want to read it or give you a real good run of the details of this. It's not important for the story. But it was published a few years ago, telling this entire near-death story in detail. I now want to build upon some of the secret personal experience from that same story and reveal some things I would never talk about that I also learned while in that same coma. Nobody would believe me at the time, so I didn't talk about it. I was warned by what I call the teachers on the other side not to talk about it until credible evidence was discovered and the physics behind it was discovered in the creation process. I was informed I should be patient. It will come clear to everyone soon. That event happened as predicted July 4th, 2012 at the European Organization for Nuclear Research in Switzerland, aka CERN, a massive circular atomic and subatomic particle smasher built underground and managed by scientists. The international press quickly dubbed this brilliant attempt to discover the common denominator of all existence the God particle. And it stuck. Oh my God. Our physical reality has a permanent common denominator? Wow. Are we all made of this invisible, teensy-tiny stuff? No question? No argument? How did it come about? Was it always here? That is the question I have chased all my life. I asked, and it was answered yes in my Q&A with the teachers on the other side during my near-death episode. But I was given a friendly warning. It would not be in my personal interest to talk about it because it would not be well received by the general population. Further, they would consider me unbalanced mentally. I laughed very hard at that. I've been there and done that all my life. Since that very day, I've been trying to get these near-death episode visions back into some personal focus because I remembered the issue of a promised worldwide attitude renewal that it would begin during 2012. I talked about it many times in my emails, but I didn't really know what I was talking about. But I knew that something would happen in 2012 to influence the consciousness of the entire world. That an unknown force many call God is not just a religious myth. It's actually real. It is truly a scientific fact. I had several dramatic, unexplainable personal healings throughout my life, including one dramatic medically witnessed last year while being treated at a veterans hospital for cancer. I was tested by 5 medical doctors in 3 hospitals for an aggressive B-cell lymphoma lesion on my upper arm the size of a half lemon. After this diagnosis, I went home I thought about it. Then with a sincere prayer into my bathroom mirror, as I do all the time for everything I need, and as Scripture instructs you, I forgot about it. It healed totally within 3 months, and there's still no medical explanation whatsoever. The VA medical staff witnesses are still scratching their heads. That miracle-type event gave me the personal spiritual confidence to go alone forward with this My Theory of Everything project and write this treatise. If you see anything there, let me know. It's gone. That's just a little tiny scar. That's what gives me confidence. They call them miracles someplace. Over the past 10 years, beginning upon my return from Africa, I wrote about this pending spiritual renewal issue to my warrior friends on Facebook and on my personal warrior email list, of which you're on. I trust their reactions. They're a very smart lot. I knew when this scientific evidence actually sets in with them, they will see it also. And I see glimmers of understanding now in all of you. Worldwide public attitudes will change slowly. We will see change in the way people treat each other. Kindness will break out dramatically in unusual places. We desperately need this attitude renewal at this particular time in human evolution. Look around. Listen to the world's politicians moan and groan about the loss of institutional authority about everything. Are you watching TV tonight? They can't even elect a Speaker of the House in America. The world is too crowded. There's not enough resources to go around. And we all want the same thing everyone else has. So politicians promise it, we fight over it, and that destructive attitude is impossible for human survival. We need a dramatic spiritual attitude change in order for us to survive as a human race. It has to be a spiritual change in how we treat each other, affecting the entire population. It is noticeable, but it's invisible. This change was predicted eons ago to happen at this particular time in human history. Pick your version. They're all the same. Some call it the second coming. Simply stated, as an evolutionary process, we, problem solvers, must cease using our adrenal gland-fueled solutions and begin relying on our thymus gland-fueled solutions up in here in our chest. Said in simple public jargon, we must stop fighting each other to get what we want, like children do, and begin to get along with each other in order to survive. Negotiation and compromise must become the norm. We in the USA are deeply embattled already in this social and political argument as an entire nation. Look around. Watch the public media reporting constantly. Moral authority is in all institutional areas in our nation is kaput. No one trusts anyone anymore. We are already deeply within this process of massive change. Also, there are signs of hope everywhere. We saw the resignation of a pope in 212 as just one of the very significant public signs that world attitude about institutional authority will change, as was predicted to happen at this time in our history. The world must relearn personal behavior regarding everything it now practices daily as normal social, religious, and political behavior in order to complete this predicted realistic change. At this time in evolution history, we humans have become exactly what we practice daily. Worse, we insist on our own way, and we insist it's the right way. In commerce, government, and religion and philosophy, we are in total denial. Everything we currently believe is unacceptable behavior, everything we currently believe about acceptable behavior must be changed, and changed quickly, in order for the population to react positively in time for our future. For the past few years, I've spent tons of emails and Facebook postings whenever I came across a credible scientific story. I bombarded my intelligence-fueled audience, full of patient and thoughtful friends. I sent everything I could find back to back up my theory regarding the creation process. It has been obsessing me 24/7. I tried very hard not to write about it, but I could not leave it alone. I have to write. My hands seem to have a mind of their own. So here it is, my treatise, My Theory of Everything, fresh off my memory track. Also included are references carefully matched with realistic scientific discoveries. If any reader wants to challenge the scientific detail, please look it up on the internet yourself. I already sent it out to all of you and all my warrior audience as it came to my attention on the science sites. I spent many years boiling these principles down to what I think is common sense explanation of scientific confusions. Confusions is a better word. Now I'm feeling much like a dog chasing a car. What the hell do I do with it if I catch it? Or maybe you'll do something with it. Who knows? Now I want to thank you for helping me out. You don't realize what help you are just being out there. I need an audience. Everyone does. I talk out loud in this room to all my past. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to my future. But more important, I'm going to be 80 in January. So it's really your future. You're the one that's got to do something about it. I already died once.